Right team, got one for you today. Gonna start cooking up some stir-fried rice. So I did the Balkan tier list and stir-fried rice was one of the top tiers. So yeah, I'll pretty much give you a rundown of what I've got so far. So we have, for this stir-fry, I have some frozen vegetables, so some edamame beans and some capsicum. I also have some I think it's like 2-day-old rice, so it's great for like stir-fry rice. It's quite dried out. And I also have some rump steak that I got from the butchers, so 250 grams of rump steak. And I'm going to use some soy sauce. So this is dark soy sauce. I got this from a Korean market. So it's real thick stuff and it lasts a long time. So essentially it's just like some sodium, additional flavouring for it. And what I use is some canola oil spray, so you can use any sort of oil spray. Pretty much it's like, if you end up using a liquid a lot of the time, sometimes you accidentally put too much in, but this is like barely hardly any calories, so. Alright, we'll get into the actual cooking. So just do 1 to 2 second spray, boom. And we'll let that warm up. Cool, so that's pretty much heated up now, so I'm going to put the beef in soon. So there's a couple additional extras that you could potentially put in. This is some sesame oil, which you can also pick up from a Korean supermarket or just an Asian store, essentially, food store or grocers. And some fish sauce, but I'm actually in a caloric deficit at the moment because I'm trying to use a bit of fat loss before my holiday, so I am not going to use those. I'm just going to stick with the soy sauce for now. So yeah, we'll put the beef in. But you just pretty much pick it up and just put it in the pan. A little bit too hot. Essentially what I do anyway is I just kind of like brown up the beef first. So one thing I would recommend doing if you're actually serious about like gaining weight or trying to lose weight, I would invest in a just a basic scale. You can get this from like a standard like home store or something, or Amazon or somewhere on the internet, and just weigh out your food beforehand. So essentially what I've done here is I'm making 2 meals. So 1 meal for my lunch and then 1 meal for dinner. And then since I'm actually kind of like being a bit diligent because I'm in quite a large caloric deficit at the moment, I need to kind of track my calories a bit more to the T. I know obviously you can't completely track every single calorie to the T because like you don't know exactly how many calories is in everything you eat, you know. It's just it's kind of like a very rough analytical guess. So yeah, I would recommend doing that. Obviously, if you're eating in a surplus, you could put a bit more additional things in. As I say, I've already talked about like the sesame oil and things like that. You could easily just whack that in, and it's no problem whatsoever, really. Cool. So now we'll chuck in the vegetables. So since they're frozen, you kind of need to frost them a little bit, you know. And since it's only beans and capsicums, then it's not the end of the world if they're not like fully cooked through, but we will try and get these pretty cooked well pretty well. Essentially just leave that for a bit longer and yeah. Shouldn't take too much longer to cook it. Maybe bump the heat up a little bit just to try, because there's obviously a bit more water in the pan now, just from the frozen vegetables, and there's a bit more oil coming up. Sorry, a bit more fat and like let's say fat, but like juices from the meat actually like accumulating in the bottom of the pan. So we'll just give that like a few minutes. Cool. Right now, so we can just chuck in the day-old rice or 2-day-old rice. Because you kind of want stale rice when you're making stir-fried rice because it just cooks way better and it's so much nicer. If you try and use like fresh rice that's just like full of like, obviously it still contains quite a lot of water in it, then it doesn't fry as well. I've noticed anyway. So you put that in. You kind of just break it up a little bit in the pan. It's not too hard. Nice, cool. And what I do is drizzle a bit more of this drizzle some of this soy sauce in now. So you don't go completely to town, just a little bit, because this is dark soy sauce. If you do have more watery soy sauce, then you probably don't need to worry as much. You can probably put as much as you want in. You can get the low sodium stuff, but like if you're an athlete or you train with weights and stuff, you need some salt in your diet, man. For sure. For sure. And you just mix the soy sauce in. Just make sure it's evenly spread throughout the rice. It's just a little bit clumpy. You can just leave it for a little bit. Since it is on fairly high heat, I would recommend just keep stirring it because it can stick to the bottom of the pan quite easily. Which it's starting to try and do, which is a bit annoying. So I might turn the heat down a little bit actually. Oh, this is starting to look good. Oh, she's sticking. Oh, look at that, man. That's great. I am hyped to eat this. Obviously, I recommend doing your dishes as you go, because the last thing you want to do is go to the gym and then you come back and then you can't be asked to do the dishes. So keep on top of them. If you're lucky enough to have a dishwasher, which I don't have yet, I'm jealous. Slightly jealous. And yeah, that is it pretty much. That is it. So there you go. You can see, but some nice big old barrel of stir fry. And you just whack your heat off. I usually let it sit for a while to take some photos of it. Alright, cheers for tuning in anyway. I'll try and make some more videos like this if you're interested in it. And yeah, comment down below if you want me to make any more recipes and stuff. I'm always keen on trying to figure out new things, and I'm open-minded, as you say. And I like quick recipes that are good, full of protein, decent amount of carbs, fairly low fat. Job's a good one. Cheers.